Hello, my name is Sin, and this is a snapshot of Natural Doctrine. Now this game came out on September the 30th, 2014 for the PlayStation Vita, PlayStation 3, and PlayStation 4 in North America. Now this game is an SRPG, and it has been claimed to be the Dark Souls of SRPGs. What the hell does that mean? We'll take a look at that. But first, while we're here, I want to take a look at a couple of these options, real quick. Now, difficulty setting, this is adjustable from the options menu. It is also accessible while on the world map, obviously not in the middle of a mission. You can, unlike other SRPGs, you can adjust the difficulty for a single save file whenever the hell you feel like it. Of note is that the difficulty setting will only adjust enemy stats, damage dealt, damage taken. It does not adjust their quantity, it does not adjust their placement, or anything like that. Just their stats. So you have been warned. Also, for the record, even though the stats get adjusted, even on easy, if you go up against an enemy that's too tough for your team, you will still get murdered horribly. So, just for the record. Event art, this is for the cutscenes. There are basically two types of event art. There are little anime sort of drawing things, and then there are, well, they call it realistic, but it's like more Final Fantasy 3D sort of style, where they replace the portraits with that sort of art instead. Full doesn't really change much from my experience. I think it gives them full body portraits for certain cutscenes maybe, but that's about it. Camera inversion options. These are for third person shooter mode. If it's third person isometric view, then the inversion does not apply. It's just third person shooter mode. Display tips is just for the loading screens. Now, brightness. I want to bring up brightness for a second. It says at the bottom, adjust the slider until the icon is barely visible. For your screen, it's going to be brightness all the way down to 0. Now, why do I have it all the way up to maximum? It's because of the aesthetic. Okay, if by setting the brightness up to maximum, it actually kind of wrecks the aesthetic a little bit, but it makes everything on the map a lot more visible, which is kind of what you want, because this is an SRPG. You know, strategy. You want to be able to see everything. That's why, for gameplay purposes, turn brightness all the way up. It does manage to do one little janky thing where, if you're at the customization menu, it bleaches everything for brightness. So maybe set it to about here-ish. Yeah, sadly, there are no numbers visible on here. I don't know why. Even though there is actually... Go back. Even though there's actually a number here, you can't actually see what your outcome is. And you have to keep toggling. It's like, I want 75%, but they don't show the number there. I don't know why. Either way, brightness for gameplay. Tone it down only if you're looking for aesthetic, because brighter, you can see more. Text and voice, English and Japanese. For English voice, I would recommend not listening to it if you can put up with a Japanese voice, because a lot of the translated dialogue is a little bit awkward, janky, seemingly direct translated, and when you have that voiced by an English voice actor, it just sounds so cringy. So cringy. The Japanese voice is actually pretty generic, but at the very least, it's a generic statement, and it, you know, sounds okay. You can put up with it. You know what? Let's just change it to English anyway so you can sample it. I play with Japanese on. You also have Japanese text. I'm not going to do that because this is not a Japanese channel. Next, last thing, separate audio sliders for all these things. Great. Background music, though. When it comes to cutscenes, background music is a little bit overtuned and will overpower some of the voice acting. Not all of it, but some of it will get overpowered. So I would recommend tuning the background music down a little bit, to maybe there. I'm going to turn it all the way up, though, for the purposes of this video. Let's get into the single player. My main save file is the one at the top. I'm going to load the one at the bottom because I don't want to have the golem. And the reason why I don't want to have the golem is because we're going to be throwing in a lot of tactical complexity into this. And that tactical complexity is going to really throw you guys for a loop. Also, if you've seen some of my other videos, normally I would be showing you the customization menu next. Nope, we're going to run straight into a fight. So here's the main map. You can zoom in and out with the R button if you want to have this sort of view instead. Whatever. the map is traversed using the left stick. Also, in order to get to the thing down there, you don't push down on the left stick. You actually push down and right, for example. That's how you get to Link's Goblin Mine. If you want to, for example, get to the one over, again, to the... Okay, sorry. The little mine icon below, it's not down because down will send you to Death Gorge. Again, down and right, Corvus Goblin Mine. And this is where I want to go. And we'll head on over there, start the mission. Whew. Loading times aren't too bad, in my opinion. You only have to load once, and then everything else resolves. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Now that I say that, this is actually a bit longer than I'm used to. There we go. Done. Alright, so here we are in the Corvus Goblin Mine. And the first thing that happens is changing perspective with the R button. There's nothing here. There's absolutely nothing in here. You can toggle from 3 different perspectives. There's this slightly isometric perspective. There's practically top-down here, and then there's also third-person shooter. This actually does matter, especially for ranged units or for figuring out lines of sight. Here we go. Movement. Controlled with the left stick, you can freely move anywhere within those blue zones. Blue outlines. Number of zones you can move is dependent on the character. For most characters, you can move up to 2 zones away from your main zone. Here we go, I'm just moving around. Now you can see this tile in the middle. Yes, that is actually a terrain feature. If I step on that tile, it'll trigger something. But I'm not going to do that yet because it triggers a bunch of enemies, and I really don't want to trigger a bunch of enemies. Alright, so let's do a guard action. Now, pay attention to the left side of the screen. You can see those flickering icons? I'm just doing it by changing zones. Now, here's how it goes. It is the link system. If you, A, perform an action, certain actions, by the way, like an attack action, defensive action, potion, magic, whatever, then it can trigger allies to also act. In this case, I will, since I am within 1 unit of those allies over here, but not Zeklean, who is 2 units away, I can trigger those units to do a chain move. Chain means they will move at the same turn as this unit. So I'm going to guard.
Let's keep going.
Anka. We'll put her over here. Morning.
Dinner is served.
Yeah, I don't know why she says dinner is served. Even though...
Let's all connect together.
And reserve. Let's go.
I know it hurts, but we have to endure.
Oh, right, because she actually does say something really similar in Japanese. Anyways, okay, let's get Zeklean in on this. Counter.
Keep it going.
Now again, because I used someone else to trigger it, and because I used a skill, I can now trigger this bugger. And now we're going to step on the tile. I hate doing this. That door closes. It's something that you just have to learn from trial and error. Because there's nothing that indicates that the door would close. I guess you could figure it out on your own maybe, but... Either way, so all these doors open, and a bunch of enemies start flooding out. Now the enemies will take turns and start attacking me. You can also see the Vita lagging a little bit. If the turn's taking too long for it to resolve, hold down circle, and everyone will go lickety-split like that. Which is kind of handy. Anyways, I'll rotate the camera, figure out what's going on. Now, all these lines, oh man. Remember, the next thing is the link system. The link system essentially is linking attacks together. Or rather, it is buffing each other by being in a particular range of each other. So let's focus on this line right here. As soon as the scrolling text comes by again. Delta attack, damage plus 58%. That number is influenced by the shape of the formation. In this case, it's a triangle. Some of them is some of the lines. You can also do square formations. Those, it's influenced by the shape as well as the distance between units. That's why they are on separate corners of this particular tile. If you like pack them together, then they'll be clumped together. The buff will be smaller, but you can do things, for example, like body blocking range shots. Anyways, let's get this turn to resolve. have them all shoot the crap out of me. In this case, they're trying to shoot me. There we go.
No, I can't.
I'll cover you.
Also, on the enemy turn, basically what goes is first initiative ranged, then enemy ranged, then melee, then enemy melee. That's the order of operations here. So now all these melee units are going to do all their attacks, and I'm going to block, parry, dodge, get hit. I'm going to do the last counter. Now it's my turn, and now I can start attacking and slapping stuff. Gunner, miner. Let's head off to the right, shall we? Alright, next thing. More complexity. You see at the top of the screen, next to the flashing icon, you can see a red sword and shield, E, S war or skeleton warrior. What we're looking for is skeleton warrior E. So this bugger right here. This is the enemy's next turn, tied to this unit. One of the things you want to do, if at all possible, is destroy the unit that has the enemy's next initiative turn. Because doing so will skip the enemy's turn and give you the next turn instead. In this case, I'm going to attack him.
Keep it going.
Let's move Jeff back so he can get a better boost here. Let's pick up preemptive blow skill.
Let's keep going.
Do an attack.
Dinner is served.
Okay, let's do a regular attack.
That's all.
And him, I can't really do much. Let's just do a buff right now on Jeff.
Sorry,
Oh, there we go. Launch an attack.
Go.
Again, ranged first.
Dig in. Go.
If a ranged unit has multiple attacks, if a unit has multiple attacks, they will actually change targets. Ranged units will even change targets
Aim.
to tiles that they haven't even targeted, essentially. But if there are multiple attacks, they will change targets for you. Again, enemy ranged initiative now. Can't shoot because there's an ally in the way.
Let's go.
I charge forward one unit.
Let's go.
Now it's my turn again. Okay, let's find Gunner B. C, D, Gunner B. So it's this guy all the way over here. Let's see. So what I'm gonna do. Gunner H is the guy who has initiative after him. So I'm gonna target Gunner H. I'm gonna move Sieglind in here. Counter.
Let's keep going.
Alright, now what we're looking for is Gunner B.
I'll take him out.
Should I risk it or not? No, I don't think I should. Let's use a blast charge then. No, actually, I think I have to step into this tile. Okay, whatever. Power shot. Skill Gunner B.
Dinner is served.
Put you on the other one.
Enemy detected.
Power shot.
That's all.
And then he can't really do anything because he's trapped.
Let's attack together.
I can do this. As their leader, I can't retreat.
not waver.
Fly true. Time to dig in. You're mine.
So, chain the attacks together. She has really high attacks, so she can just one-shot them.
Oh no.
Crap.
Time to attack. Yeah.
Alright, so now it's the enemy counter turn. Everyone's gonna get shot to pieces. If I was playing carefully, I wouldn't be doing this, but you know, in the effort of time and the fact that I'm a little bit over leveled for this pack.
I guess it's mine.
Okay, this guy can't do anything because he's trapped. In the interest of time, I'm just gonna do something a little bit reckless. Do 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 do.
You're mine. Time to dig in.
Concentrate on the front.
That really hurt.
Tatiana's getting wrecked.
Let's go.
Tyrannosaurus wrecked.
Okay, I'm ready. I'll handle this. Sit.
Let's keep going.
No, not that guy. Where's the other guy? That is him.
I'm gonna eat him.
Yeah, I don't know why she keeps talking about eating, but she even says that in Japanese.
Let's all connect together.
Let's change perspectives, because it's a lot easier to aim healing with a different perspective.
Let's attack together. Better not slow us
You know,
down.
heal her.
Hey,
In
I
this
don't
case,
need your help,
like, buffs
but thanks.
actually come second sometimes. Whatever.
Dig in.
Pick everyone off. That should cleared out the area.
It's not a big
Level up,
deal. Everyone,
which
move
will
forward.
heal people charge forward.
Let's go.
And then that opens up the door. As well as opens up the door to the next area. The next area is also something very similar to this area. Or I can move everyone in the green area to retreat. But let's charge headlong into danger, shall we? That's the fun thing to do. Okay, how was I going to do this? What you have to do for this one, I believe, is you have to charge forward into this tile. Otherwise, you get flanked from all three sides, because there's no second defensive tile to move into. So let's go guard.
Keep it going.
Let's get this guy. There are also these treasure chests. These are the only way of getting gear and Pluton. Pluton is the resource that is used for casting spells. In this case, I got an accessory. Okay, where am I? Am I going in the right direction? Yes. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave her here a little bit. The point of leaving her there is so that anyone coming from here, anyone coming from there can't shoot her. But I can still shoot into the forward zone, essentially. So end turn.
Here we go.
Put Tatiana in a similar location, right here.
I guess it's my turn.
Let's get him going with the rest of the party.
Let's go.
Alright, actually I think I want to have Jeff in this tile, because he's the only guy who can guard. There's literally no way to give Zeke the ability to guard, so... Alright. Tug Zeke over. Now skip a whole bunch of turns.
Are we ready? Here we go.
I guess it's my turn.
Have Zeke one tile back.
Let's go.
And the thing is, you still have to step on that tile to trigger the next wave. But I don't actually want to be standing on that tile. So yep, a lot more waiting to do.
Are we ready?
End turn. Actually, you know what? Let's do warning.
Keep it going. I'll handle this.
Get Zeke into the next area.
Dinner is served.
Let's all connect.
Reserve, reserve.
Time to
Get this
stop.
defense buff up.
Bring it on.
Here we
Alright,
go.
skip her turn.
I
Let's
guess
get
it's
Nebula
my
to
turn.
cast his defense buff on Jeff.
Keep it going.
And then Jeff will now trigger. What happens is these will pop up and stronger enemies show up. And I had to do all that preparation because if I don't, I get brutally ass wiped by everyone showing up. So now the enemy starts shooting at Jeff, basically. Thankfully, the double defense buff should be enough to at least keep him alive. The only point of putting Zeke forward is in order to prevent him from getting from just getting rushed. Alright, so now that we got this, now everyone is going to start trying to shoot at me. Alright, defenses are holding. Hurts a little bit, but I think there should be enough health. I'll have to heal with magic because magic healing is a little bit stronger.
Nice. Missed.
Ugh.
I need to be more careful.
I guess it's my
Alright,
turn.
now wound recovery, healing magic. On Jeff.
Keep it going.
Now Jeff is going to rush one unit forward. Now we're looking for... fuck, Sword Leader. How much health does he have? 227. Shit. Okay, since I can't take him out in one turn, I'm going to have to.
Do you mind if I go all out?
You know, I don't get Zeke's turn, but it has to be Sword Leader. So
Sorry.
I just want to get rid of the mage right now.
Suppose I'm up.
No,
Thanks.
get him healed up.
Time to attack.
Remember, everyone else is behind the gate, so they're all protected a little bit. 4. Now I'm going to have to face the counterattack, but that's okay. I just wanted to get the mage out of the picture. Yeah, everyone is going to start rushing in from that direction, but I do get counterattacks. Let's figure out what this guy does. Well, this is slightly better because at least it spreads out the damage. I should still have my defense buff, so this resolves when it finally decides to resolve. I don't know. I haven't actually beaten this before, so this is my attempted strategy. So let's see what happens. Because I tried to get everyone to tank the whole thing, but the problem is that they're just not durable enough to tank the whole thing. Let's see.
Concentrate on the front.
Yeah, you can notice that that tiny piece of metal is actually protecting them. Oh, man. Fuck. Yep, not enough, even with the defense buff. Anyways, when that happens, you get a game over. I still haven't figured out how to beat this. Maybe I need to have the golem with me or something. Either way. You get credits for number of deaths, kills, link effects, consecutive initiatives, as well as the Pluton you've acquired and consumed. You can start from a checkpoint or start over from the beginning. I'm just going to show you what happens with the checkpoint. Basically, it loads from that point where we had just cleared out this area. It just cleared out the previous area. So here we are in the place where everyone else had died. And what you do to get out of this area now is to just... let's ignore the chest. Because I want to deal with my other save file later.
Let's keep going.
I'll handle this.
And
Let's keep going.
get her in here.
Dinner is served.
Yeah, she actually does say itadakimasu in Japanese. I still don't know why she says that, but it just sounds so weird in English. Get Jeff into the green area.
Everyone's okay, right?
Oops. Oops. There we go. And then withdraw the world map. And you can see that my score dramatically changes because I didn't die. Well, anyways, it's verdict time, shall we? Would I recommend this game? Well, that's a little bit tricky, because first things first, am I having fun? Yes. How long did it take for me to have fun, though? 5 missions. Specifically 5 missions. After mission 5, there is a plot twist, and the gameplay starts to really shake up. Like, it stops just being, like, linearly run at people. Then you get basically get free wins at normal difficulty. Eventually, the game starts getting a little bit harder. Mission variety improves. Multi-stage missions, gimmick missions. The mission where you get the golem is a bit of a gimmick mission, and stuff like that. Other than that, though, well, you saw the mess of arrows everywhere. Arrows everywhere. Like, the UI is just a clusterfuck. It has absolutely everything you want to know at the same time. Which means it's a massive information overload, and it's really brutal for trying to get into the game for the first time. Once you get into it, though, after those 5 missions and a little bit of more time spent with the game, getting used to its nuances, getting used to the interface, which can be read, but it's just very complicated. Once you get used to that, then the game starts to become fun. Because I really like the link system. I really think it's something interesting, something other games haven't done before, and I really like the potential of the system. What I'm not a big fan of, though, is the execution, because a lot of the time, you need to do trial and error. And by trial and error, I mean you have to run at a thing, realize, okay, this triggers that, then it will kill you, You have to figure out, okay, I'm trying to not trigger that. Maybe I have to do this. Nope, it killed me. Try that. Nope, it killed me. Try that. Nope, it killed me. Try that. Oh, hey, I survived. And that's how a lot of the difficulty really goes. You basically run into death traps over and over and over again until you figure out how to not get yourself killed on a death trap. I don't really think that's a good form of difficulty, where it essentially tries to punish you for not realizing the solution the first time. And you had to smash your head against the wall until you figure out what the solution's actually supposed to be. And some of those solutions are really obscure. Like, some of them you will have to intentionally move units out of adjacent zones in order to prevent them from running into the zone and triggering it, then only killing them with ranged units using long shot, the 3-range skill. And if you use it anything closer, if you kill them too fast, then the units will run forward. If you kill them too slow, you get cut to pieces. Like, I don't know, maybe for some of you guys that's a great thing. For me, it's a little bit of a pain in the ass because I want to play the game. I don't want to spend 50,000 turns pressing guard so I don't rush forward so I can actually clear the thing without dying. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Also, there's this screen, yay, organization. I better quickly get to this. It's nothing special. It's like right hand, left hand, 2 accessories. There's no armor or anything like that. Everyone has their specific set of weapons they can use and stuff. There's also this customization menu, which accesses the skills and whatnot. You can actually freely respec this at any time you feel like. Like, at any time. Unlocking these skills are gated by level. You can see, I don't know if you can actually see, but at the top of each of these columns, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 from left to right, you have to be that level to access that skill, basically. And then you have to get everything in the chain behind it, in the previous levels, before you can access it. If I try to just get warning, you can hear that error sound. Still, whatever. Customization is there. It's interesting, but to me, the free respecking really reflects the fact that actually it's not customization, it's puzzle solving. And that's really what the whole game builds itself around. Puzzle solving. Doing things in precisely the right order, precisely the right way to make it to the end. Because if you don't do it, you will die repeatedly. And it's not really the Dark Souls die where I saw an enemy I'm trying to tackle it. It's I don't know it's coming in many cases. Like, for example, not just stepping on tiles that you saw in that. Some of them is stepping into a single zone. Suddenly, all the AI will start swarming you. Stuff like that. Or, whoops, I killed him too fast. I guess I accidentally run forward. Because there is no way to force a unit to hold position. Specifically talking about this fucker over here. Like, this fucker, because he doesn't have a guard option, the ability to not attack the next turn, like, it isn't in his skill tree. It's just attack, and counter attack, which is still technically an attack. Like, this guy will always run forward, which is a serious pain in the ass. You know what? Let's try to summarize that. Long story short, this difficulty curve seems more punishing than challenging to me. I think that's the main complaint I have against it. Like, I can get through it. I'm fine with that, but it's a little bit of an annoying difficulty curve. So, who would I recommend this game to? Primarily people who are already SRPG fans. If you've seen from the gameplay before, I would like to compare it as a hybrid of 2 games. Okay, those 2 games are Yggdra Union and Valkyria Chronicles. Okay. Yes, Yggdra Union. A lot of people want to say XCOM, but to me it's Yggdra Union because of the chain system, because of positioning units in such a way to optimize how it goes. Ignore that. That's my phone that rings at random moments. Anyways, like, positioning, terrain, aiming, like, this base system is great, but the overall design is a little bit janky. And that, to me, is its greatest flaw, its jankiness. So TLDR, it is for hardcore or fairly dedicated SRPG fans. Newcomers of the genre, stay the fuck away. People who have played the genre, maybe a little bit interested, I still wouldn't recommend it to you guys because it's a little bit complicated. It requires you to have general knowledge of different types of SRPGs, or you need to be someone who learns really fucking quickly and is willing to persist through a painful difficulty curve. Other than that, yep, for hardcore guys, I recommend it. I still recommend it. My name has been VSin. Thanks for watching.